everyone, and welcome back. My name is Brandon. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. Today, I want to talk about the things that you must do before you delegate something to one of your employees or your strategic partners or your business partners. A lot of frustration comes from employees to business owners and from business owners to employees because they do not do this before they delegate an activity or a responsibility to somebody. I know I've made this mistake in my life. I remember I hired somebody and just expected them to go out and kill it. And when they weren't killing it, I sitting them down and getting frustrated with them. And why aren't the projects getting done? What's going on? I had to look at myself as the problem because I never defined what the results were. I never defined what the end result were. I was telling them how to do things. I wasn't giving them the end result and going like, hey, here's the tools to go and do it. And that's what I want to talk about today. So there's 4 things that you need to be doing before you delegate that to somebody. And we're going to hop in just a second. After I tell you to hit the 5-star review button, we get bumped up in the algorithm and can bring all this amazing content for you because we're able to get these amazing reviews. So if you could take a second, hit that 5-star review button and share this with your friends and family if you feel like it kind of speaks to them and they might be somewhere where they need to hear this. All right. So number 1, first thing you got to do before you delegate is you must have a 1-page strategic plan. So for us, what does this look like? If we're building a neighborhood, we need to define how we're going to do that. Who's going to do what role? What are the responsibilities that are involved? How are we going to achieve that? What are the other parties involved that we're going to have to communicate and speak to with? So the idea behind this strategic plan, if you've got A+ rock stars in your business, you should not have to give them the how. You just tell them the why and the what. Why are we building this? Well, we want to make profits and we want to reduce veteran homelessness in Middle Tennessee by 90%. The what are we doing? We're building a whole townhouse community. We don't tell them the how. If you have to explain the how, then you hired the wrong person. You should be hiring strategic partners, A+ rock stars, not employees. An employee is someone who just clocks in and clocks out and sucks up all your money to be able to go and execute. If you're having to explain how to do it, you hired the wrong person. You should never have to explain the how. Train them on your company systems and processes and how you guys work, but you should not have to tell them how to do your job. If you find yourself doing that, then get rid of them very quickly because you've hired the wrong person. So make sure you have a 1-page strategic plan and you've got the results and everything outlined on there so they know exactly what they're working for and they know exactly what success looks like. Make sure you define success. Number 2, key performance indicators. So every other week, I meet with the team and we have key performance indicators. Key performance indicators are like key leading indicators, and then they lead to lagging indicators. You have leading indicators and you have lagging indicators. Think of lagging indicators as the results that you're after. You are trying to build it at a certain budget, right? That's a lagging indicator. What would be a key performance indicator? Well, it would be weekly reconciliation of the books, weekly audits of change orders to make sure you don't go over budget. So map out what those specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic and timely key performance indicators are that leads to a successful result. Remember, this goes back to the first one. You have to first define what the result is, and then you have to be able to measure it on a weekly basis to see if you're going to hit that goal or not. What you don't measure, you do not grow. Let me repeat that again. What you do not measure, you do not grow. So make sure you're measuring things if you really want to grow your business. Weekly key performance indicators for every single role and someone to hold them accountable. If that's not you, if you don't have time, you need a manager. You have to have somebody holding them accountable. Number 3 is you need a feedback mechanism for delegating. So this is where, I've said that I meet, every 2 weeks with everybody, some people once a week. And we look at the KPIs. There's got to be accountability there, and there's got to be consequences. What is going on? How can they get feedback from you? How do they know if they're doing a good job? A+ rock stars, they want measurement systems. They want to see if they're killing it. You have to give them a method that they can look and say, I'm either killing it or I'm not killing it. It's very important that you've got something like that. So Make sure you've got that in place, especially for your A+ rock stars. They want feedback too, especially during that boot up phase, that startup phase when they're still learning the role. They need constant feedback from you to know whether or not they're doing a good job or they need to make some adjustments on some things that they're not doing well. So make sure you've got that. And then lastly, number 4, the fourth thing you need to do before you delegate is put in appropriately timed recognition. This is extremely important. If all you do is pull out the whip with your team and you don't praise and show recognition, you're going to have employee turnover out the wazoo. You have got to look for ways to praise employees. In tough times, like I've been going through, we've all been through tough times or in business when I've been through tough times. It is tough to really look for recognition, especially if things aren't going so well, but you've got to do it. You've got to pull out things to recognize and give attaboys, because people crave recognition. They crave that attaboy. They want to be recognized. So make sure you're taking the time to really point out and look for that recognition. Those are the 4 things that you got to do. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We will see you next time.